perhaps one of the biggest NFC Championship games in a very, very long time. Now, they're all big, they're all very important, they're all very meaningful, but this one in particular is different. We haven't had a division rival go up against one another for a championship appearance, at least in the NFC. I don't know about the AFC. But in the NFC, I think the last one was the Rams versus the 49ers in 2021, where the Rams knocked them off to go ahead and play the Bengals in the Super Bowl. And one of the most interesting matchups in Super Bowl NFL history as of late, in my personal opinion. And it was a really good game. Shout out to the Rams. You know, you guys pushed us to our limits last week, and we ended up squeaking out the win. You know, that's how that's how the narrative is being spun. Going into this game against a very familiar foe, a young, up-and-coming, rebuilding football team that has surpassed all expectations, exceeded them all tremendously to the point where you're questioning a lot of things about this team, whether or not they are meant to be here or not, if it was a fluke or not. And the real answer to that is no, it was no fluke. This team is good, and they are very deserving to be here. Yes, the Washington Commanders are getting my respect right now, and I'm who I am, and I'm not the biggest trash talker. When I get in my mood, or when I'm angry, or when I'm frustrated, I'll let some talk I'll let it out. You know, I'll let it out. But there's nothing about this matchup that frustrates me. There's nothing about this matchup that scares me personally. There's nothing about this game that I look at and say, there's something there that we have to look out for. We know what we're in for. If you're an Eagles fan, you know very well what we're in for going up against this team. Jayden Daniels has put this team on his back as a rookie, as an amazing talent at such a young age, younger than me, which is getting weird to say, but it's true. He's younger than me, and he's playing at a level that we haven't seen a rookie play at in a very long time. He's making C.J. Stroud's great season last year as a rookie look like nothing compared to what he's been doing this year. So, props to him. And we know what we're getting into, and they know what they're getting into, and there's nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing surprising about that. These are two teams that I personally don't feel like the rivalry has been that deep with us in a very long time. For all I know, this might ignite it, because who knows? Maybe these are the two teams of the future that are going to be fighting it out in the regular season for the division, for the playoff seedings, whatever. But as far as today, as far as right here, right now, less than 48 hours away at the time of this being recorded and uploaded, I look at this game and I point out the very obvious, areas that both teams excel in the most. And for the Commanders, they got a really high-powered offense. They know how to put up points. They know how to keep drives going. They go for it on fourth downs more than anybody else, more than the Lions. And they beat them at their own game last week. Again, props to that. But they haven't played this defense. They haven't played this defense in the playoffs. And that's what I'm getting at. The last time these two teams met, C.J. Gardner-Johnson got kicked out. Got disqualified. Some BS, if you ask me. Darius Slay wasn't healthy. Now we're down to Kobe Dean, but you lose two of your veterans in the secondary. No surprise that Scary Terry is going to start breaking up some big time catches and making some plays. No wonder Jayden Daniels threw 5 touchdowns. Quinyon Mitchell, he's going to be ready. Darius Slay, he's going to be ready. And CJ, it's his house. He's going to be ready. Now that front four, that defensive line, Jordan Davis, Jalen Carter, Nolan Smith. These young Bulldogs are ready to play, and they are going to play and give it their all. And I'm so excited to see this team go up against a weak offensive line now that they're down one of their top O-linemen and wreak havoc on Jayden Daniels. Now on the flip side, Commanders defense, they're not scrubs, but they're not great. You got Bobby Wagner, you got a couple playmakers on that team, no doubt. but y'all haven't been able to contain Saquon Barkley. Bad knee or not, Jalen Hurts is a playmaker and makes the plays when he needs to make them. So whether it be with his legs or his arm, you saw that last week. You saw that against the Packers. He's done some of his biggest damage when he needs to the most. And that's what you have to be afraid of. It ain't about the flashy plays. It ain't about the biggest plays. It's about the winning plays. And that's what Jalen Hurts does, is win when it matters the most. A.J. Brown's going to get his due. Devontae Smith is going to get his due, especially if Hurts has to throw more because of his knee. He'll be playing with the brace. He's been progressing real well, but we all know that they're going to be very, very careful with him. They're not going to completely exclude the run, but they got to be careful with him. And Hurts has to be smarter, throwing the football away and knowing when the play is dead rather than taking a hit that could potentially hurt him. So just a few little things. But if y'all can't contain Saquon Barkley and Kenny G, if y'all can't go toe-to-toe, if you load up the box and leave AJ wide open one-on-one, I got no problem in the world with this game, with this matchup. It's going to be good. It's going to be close. It's going to be heavily contested. But I see this as a very, very good football game that the Philadelphia Eagles, these Eagles right up here, are going to win. I got this game at a 30-23 Eagles victory. And we'll see who punches their ticket to the Super Bowl. Let me know your thoughts. Fly, Eagles, fly. I'll see y'all on Sunday. Peace out, y'all.